that we can all be involved. We're all in different homes.
It
and
wouldn't be that hard.
It would.
Right.
Anytime
Okay.
we've played a game before that involved cards, which is most of them, I've had to take pictures of them and text them to Steve-O and Brad.
We could have you just take a picture of the card, send it in group text, and have everybody promise to keep their cell phones down until it's their turn to look at the card.
That's risky.
There could be other simpler games that wouldn't require such difficulties. Dave.
What?
Dave, you are quiet, but your hat is loud. I want you to tell me about what's going on there. What's happening?
Nothing much, man. Just chilling with the hat, you know.
Is that Cyberfrog? Who is that?
Should we start? This is good.
Oh, we are started, Brad.
Oh, we
did.
It's Pepe, man. It's Pepe.
Is it Pepe?
Yeah.
I thought it was Yoshi.
I've killed Pepe.
Rip Pepe.
You know you're not allowed to do Pepe anymore because the media decided it was Nazi, even though it's not.
It's,
Oh, okay.
It's
Nazi.
It's a game. It's a game with dice. Only one side is like a swastika. It's Nazi.
And then when somebody's out, you kill them.
You burn them alive in the oven.
And you make a lamp, and then the winner gets to pick who he makes a lampshade out of.
Nice.
You know.
The winner gets a rifle and no shirt and gets to stand on a balcony.
Yeah.
Schindler's List? Okay. All right.
Yeah, you know.
Never seen it.
Yeah.
Everybody's go-to for comedy.
Schindler's List.
Yeah.
You made out during Schindler's List?
Oh, that was funny.
Was that a Seinfeld episode?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right,
Steve-O.
I
Made me
need
think
to
about
pop
how old
this.
that movie
Yeah,
is.
Steve-O's really itching to pop open this bottle of sparkling wine.
It's
He's
champagne, goddammit.
He's working the tip right now.
Don't you try to church it up, boy.
All right, I'm getting close there. Okay, so the reason is
He's peeking.
we can now speak freely. The Demo 1 mission with Crew Dragon was a complete success. They splashed down today, a few hundred miles off the coast. They'll be back in port tomorrow evening sometime. And the part I loved the most was after the splashdown coverage ended, they actually went to, it wasn't even like a press briefing, but it was just like three people talking. One of the guys was Steve Stitch, who I can't remember the exact title. I think it's Director of
Cool names.
Director of Commercial Crew Development and Operations. And he said that the Dragon spacecraft worked better than we ever expected. So,
Whoa!
pow!
Jesus
Whoa.
Christ, I heard that in the other room.
That was
Cheers.
good. Yeah.
Congratulations to SpaceX and NASA and everybody involved. Fucking mission accomplished.
Now chug that.
Cheers.
Chug that shit,
Chug,
Steve-O.
chug it.
I want to
Chug
see it pouring
Chug
down
it.
your face.
Chug it.
Just spray it all over.
Oh, wait for the burps. They're coming.
Oh, that's good. I ain't had this in probably 10 years.
Wow.
Ah, yes.
You know what, Steve-O? I'm coming in there. I'm going to try it too. I'm gonna try it for a shot.
Actually, if you want to grab a cup, I'll pour you some. Oh, he didn't hear that.
Oh, no.
Brad, just let it be cocky right all in your face.
Yeah. That's what we want.
Hey, the sound on Mixer is echoing, they said.
Oh, shit. Steve-O. Steve-O, why are we echoing?
Like constantly?
I don't know. That's just what chat said.
Oh, shit.
Oh my God, I'm on Steve-O's stream now.
I mean, I was thinking for a second, it could have been just because, Brad coming through both of ours.
Could have been.
Well, I definitely want to make sure. I might have to hear this for a split second.
Hear what?
I guess Mixer.
Yeah.
Becca, what's going on
not
with
it.
you? You had a little thing you want to talk about
It's not
before the other thing. Yeah, that's somebody else's problem.
I mean, it's not echoing when I play it through my phone.
Yeah.
It could understand if you ever hear if you hear Brad in the background, like you hear him and then you hear him a little bit later, like really low volume. It's probably because it's coming through his door and coming through
It's
my
because-
microphone.
It's because Brad's loud and you're in the same house.
It also could be maybe I
Yeah.
need to turn my headphones down because that could
That
be coming
loudness comes from years of yelling at Mexicans.
Comes through. That's right.
Ironically enough, that was my job for a little while. I went into Steve-O's territory and filled up this very small cup. There
Hooters
you go.
cup.
Yeah,
Pretty
filled
good.
it all the way to the top with bubbles, and it is only this far with actual sparkling
You
water.
gotta tilt it. Yeah, you gotta tilt it. How is it?
Let's try it. Damn, that is sweet.
Yeah,
It's good though.
it is really
Sweet.
good.
Steve-O, I actually I was just up late as I am usually, and saw the live footage of the Dragon capsule undocking.
Oh, you did? Okay. Because
I
I
thought
had
about-
an alarm set for 2 because that was when the coverage started, but I guess I slept through it or turned it off or whatever. I woke up again, though, not long before splashdown. There was one part that I missed that I kind of would have liked to see. They actually, I don't know what they were using. I don't even know if it was ground-based or like something based on the space station. Probably ground-based, but they had a camera that was zoomed in on it while it was burning through the atmosphere.
Oh shit!
It's all black and white. I think it's actually an infrared camera, so it's not like high detail. You're seeing more. It's just like a little dot with a streak behind it. But I thought that was pretty neat.
That's pretty cool. The actual undocking was not very eventful.
Right.
It was okay. So you got ISS, Dragon capsule, and very slowly,
Yeah,
much
very
slower
slowly.
than this. That's it. That's all you see. You didn't see any vapor shooting out. You didn't see any hinges come off.
Oh, you didn't see? Okay, because
Nothing.
whenever
It was just backing away.
whenever it was approaching the space station to dock with it, it was when they were on the night side of the Earth, you could actually see the fire shooting out from its Draco thrusters, which are like the
Draco thrusters.
Yeah.
Draco thrusters.
Right. That's what
Steve-O,
it uses
that's-
to position itself.
That's real sexy space docking, but I remember you telling us about some even sexier space docking back in the day. We talked about space sex.
Yeah.
Everybody
Space sex.
remembers. And you talked about something called space docking.
Space docking, yeah.
Yeah, how's that work again?
Well, first, okay. Well, you have to launch first, but you have to
Make sure your booster's in the upright position.
you have to get. I think they've got a keep out zone. Of course, you want to be able to break the barrier into the keep out zone safely. Not causing too much ruckus.
Use protection.
And then whenever you get closer, you want to fire your Dracos to.
yeah.
It's kind of like a mating dance, you fire
Yeah.
your Dracos all around, and then you don't just want to go for the hard dock right off the bat.
No.
You got to go for the soft dock first, and then
Right.
it just kind of wiggles around in there, and then after just 5 or 10 minutes, then you get a successful hard dock. And then you want to stay there for like 5 or 6 days because
With the four.
it's a busy schedule, and they don't have time for you to leave just yet, okay?
Yeah, it's
Let it
tight.
soak.
It's
Steve-O,
Draconomics.
do you remember? When I say space docking, do you remember this conversation? we had?
I remember what space docking is. I just thought
Okay.
that I was supposed to take it another direction. Keep it pertinent to what we're actually talking about.
No.
Oh,
You
okay.
did great though. That was great.
I mean, we already got the docking Draco thruster part.
You got what you wanted.
What? Oh, did I forget the part about the poop?
No. What was it? It was. I
It's-
mean, you
it's
brought
when space
No.
docking is when you put two buttholes together and one poops into the other butthole.
No, I thought
That's-
it was.
I don't remember it involving.
No, yeah, I thought it was two dicks, and then the foreskin of one
That's what it
went over
was.
the other one.
That's exactly what it
Oh.
was. And I'm looking for the picture to send Steve-O without telling him that's what it was.
Yeah,
And it's,
all these years of fantasies I've had about space docking.
I thought space docking
And-
was with when the poop goes into the other butthole.
No, that's a fecal transfusion.
that is. Yeah, that is
And it's a medical procedure, God.
not even.
Helps your gut biome, according to people into it.
That's all you got to do. Just poop in another butt.
Look at this cork. This cork induces alcoholism.
Try getting that back in.
Because you're not ever gonna get this back in there. You're just like, oh well, I guess I got to finish this bottle now.
That's why it's so tight. Why it pops
Look
out
at
the
this.
way
It's
it does.
wider than the
Yeah.
outside of the top of the bottle.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You have
Yeah.
You have to soak the corks. You have to soak them.
What are you
I
saying?
thought they just squeezed it and they
Say
spun
that
it in.
fast 3 times.
I thought
But
there was like a vacuum involved.
You have to suck the cork. You have to squeeze them. You have to suck the cork. You have to squeeze them. It's not too hard. You have to suck the cork. You have to squeeze them.
I want that to be my ringtone.
See somebody's takes tone.
I feel good. I think that was a pretty cheap laugh. I'm feeling pretty good about this episode.
Take it.
Yeah.
That's how I get all my laughs.
Only the cheapest of laughs here.
so yeah, I did have something I wanted to talk about.
Oh, you did.
Getting back to,
Okay.
to that place.
Related to docking.
I had an experience in my place of work this week that just really, really shook me to my core.
Shook you to your core.
I'm still thinking about it, and I still get goosebumps from how angry I was.
Was the title of the story Massage Guy Orders a Pizza?
No,
Man.
it's a good guess.
Okay.
Woman comes in. I work in a restaurant. A woman comes in to get some food, and she is just obnoxious as hell.
I thought you were
She's
going to say beautiful or something. some synonym of beautiful.
No, she was obnoxious as fuck. And there were some other people around, and she was talking to them, and they were being equally obnoxious together, all of them. And then when those people left, it was clear that she was looking for someone to talk to, and she looked at me, and she started making her way. So I took off, and I went to
I got shit to do.
I went to a different part of the building. I came
back in the storage room where nobody ever has any reason to be back there, right?
Yeah, but I had a reason. So I go back out, and she's sitting down on a bench, patiently waiting for her food, and I start to hear this very familiar sound. Said she is fucking not clipping her fingernails right now in this restaurant. And sure enough, she was. And when she left, I went to check, and there they were.
No. Oh, I'd have been checking before she actually got out the door. You remember the story of the guy who spit in the lobby, right?
No.
Oh, Shownuff's in the chat.
Yeah, fucking show
Hey!
up.
No, no.
CO double.
Oh,
Huh.
How about that, yo?
Yeah, shit. I didn't even know. I guess he's probably watching through his Xbox, huh?
Yeah.
What up, T.O. Double?
That's awesome.
Showing up, we miss you.
Don't cry. Don't cry. Not yet. Not yet. It's not time.
Was there more, Becca? I didn't want to steal your.
Oh, I
thunder.
just wanted.
She left him there, and then when I got to work, she showed me, and I wanted to throw up.
Man, how long were they sitting there?
I just left him for long enough to show him. I just wanted him to see
Long
the
enough to
evidence.
show him. What's
It
the
was like an
time
hour. It was like an hour.
There was only like 5 or 6 other customers that came in and saw it too.
No, I just wanted to take a vote and ask you guys if you think that's appropriate or not. Ever.
Of course not.
I
No,
think,
right.
No dogs.
I
The
think
business.
I would have made sure to give her the rope to hang herself. To, don't like accuse her right off the bat, but wait till she's up and walking out the door. Take a quick look and say, "Ma'am, hold on a second. I got a broom back here, real quick." Here. And I probably would, because there is so much I wish I would have done the time that the dude spit in the lobby. But he's standing there. He's just kind of, his hands are on the counter. He's just kind of just leaning on it, just kind of looking around. And he pushes himself back away from the counter and spits just down on the floor right in front of him. And like big spit. You hear it pop when it hits the ground.
Mm.
And I'm on the phone with a customer, so all I can do is give him a dirty look, and I'm like wide-eyed, like, and I mouth, "What the fuck?"
What the fuck?
I said, "What the fuck?" to him, and got off the phone, and then I said, "What the hell are you doing? You spit in our lobby? Do you spit on your floor in your house? Are you cool with people coming into your house and spitting on your floor? Do you do this everywhere? It was one of those, like, you know, when you feel compelled to teach someone something, this is not acceptable. And and I ended up just disappearing to the back because I got really pissed. It got
You
under
almost
my
never
skin.
get pissed too.
It got under my skin, man. And you know, whenever he finally left, Rochelle said, "I thought you were going back there to grab a mop, to like give him the mop." And I'm like, "Oh, I wish I would have thought of it." Look, things that are blatantly like, it's just not done in society. You don't go inside a place and spit on the floor. You could outside in the grass, whatever, even on the sidewalk. I think it sucks that people have to, you know, have spit your loogie on the bottom of their shoe, but it's outside, okay. But inside a place?
So what's worse, toenails or spit?
Spit.
What's more disgusting?
I
I
don't
hate
know.
toenails.
Toenails
or
are
fingernails.
Toenails are
any kind of
easily
nail.
swept up, I guess.
Spit. You don't know if they have like diseases and shit.
Fingernails, yeah.
Easily,
Fingernails don't carry disease.
Fingernails, no, they carry. Yeah, some dude was biting his fingernails and got flesh-eating bacteria and fucking died from that shit.
ew.
That's a
Yeah.
bad habit, and that's one
Yeah.
way to get rid of the habit. I actually have
Fuck around with.
I didn't even think about it until you guys started telling that story, but I actually had a "what the fuck are you doing, lady" moment yesterday at work.
Oh,
So it's spring break, so it means we're busy as hell. And the way my restaurant works is, if you're upstairs where I am, you seat yourself, no holds barred, just get to that fucking table. So people will wait till another table gets up, and then they will immediately sit there. So you go in there and you're like, all right, just give me a sec to get this all cleaned up. We'll get going. So I'm doing that. I'm cleaning the table that just got sat. Lady, her mom, her two kids, and one of the kids is like really, really hyperactive, which I'm not going to shit on him because I was a hyperactive kid too. So, all right, that kid, you're cool. She's got a baby in her lap. And by baby, I'm like, maybe he's 2 years old. And I hand out the kids' menus. And of course, he takes a crayon, immediately starts drawing on the table in front of me, sitting on the mother's lap. And while he's doing that, I'm wiping the table. And then I start wiping the crayon that he's mashing right in front of the mom. Like, hey, buddy, can't have you doing this right to my table. Put the kid's menu back up there so he's got paper to draw. Kid immediately goes, bah! Knocks the paper right off the table, and then I just kind of put my hand on the table with the towel that I'm using to clean it on the crayon. I'm like, I'm gonna need him to stop drawing on my table, miss. And then she
Women
finally
love
got
being
the
called
tone.
miss.
Yeah, she finally got a hold of my tone. Like, I ain't gonna put up with this bullshit. You see how busy we are. You can find somebody else somewhere else to go sit if you don't want to sit here. Me laying down the law. And oddly enough, that she got the kid to finally quit. But it gave me the inspiration. Actually, 2 weeks ago when we had that rocket launch during work hours, I got the inspiration to stop giving a fuck about being so nice to everybody. When I had a family.
Rocket to do that to a person.
Oh yeah, I had a family of 8 trying to squeeze in on a four top, and all of a sudden I'm echoing. And it's driving
Yeah,
me
we are
insane.
getting echo now.
Oh, which one y'all fuck this up? Anyway, had a family of 8 trying to sit at the four top, and I'm like, no, this isn't gonna work. Like, there's no way you're gonna have enough room to eat. And they're like, well, it's cool, we'll sit here anyway. I'm like, all right, fine. Still being nice at this point somehow. Lady asked for 8 waters. I'm like, fantastic. Make the waters, take them out. She's like, oh, I didn't want ice in them. I'm like, in all of them? Yeah. And I lean in real close, and I'm like, so why didn't you tell me you didn't want ice in any of them? And then all of a sudden she's like, oh, it's okay, it's okay. And I'm like, all right.
You just poured it out on the table.
I
No
thought
ice.
about just saying, guys, I'm not doing this. Like, this is a fire code hazard.
Hang
Just
on,
make some shit up.
just really quick. I think it might be that Patrick's headphone is right next to the microphone. Now, give me a check,
Somebody-
Brad.
All right, so after that,
Nope,
the fucking
didn't fix
echo.
it.
Somebody's
still fucking
echoing
Didn't
now.
fix it.
Mm-mm.
Mm,
Well, it sounds like what Hangouts does every once in a while, but
Yeah.
it usually doesn't last very long.
not to be a snitch, but I'm gonna anyway. I see the green bubbles in the Hangout lighting up on Patrick's screen whenever there's an echo.
Why are you snitching on me?
Because it's
It was
ruining
it
everything
was
for
you last
everybody.
it was you last time too. What's going on?
Well, I wonder if he could just turn his headphones down. I wonder if that would.
Might be something else. It's probably that fucking board being a pain in the ass.
Not me.
Oh,
Well,
well,
Nope.
check.
Nope.
damn it.
What the hell?
So Dave doesn't echo.
Nah, that's how I roll.
Dave's
All right.
a professional streamer. What the fuck do you expect?
Dave, you do all the talking. Go.
All right, then. So, Brad, I probably would just take my hand and just put it right in the glass and just taking the ice out with my hand and then just drop it on the table.
Yeah, Patrick,
Nah.
that's totally you.
What is me?
Patrick, that the echo is you.
I don't know
We
what
can see it.
Oh, my scientific evidence wasn't enough?
No, I'm confirming that I see it.
It's
It
peer
is
review.
Patrick.
Okay, this is
All
a
right.
Peer
this is a
review.
I'll allow it.
Try muting for a second, Brad or Patrick.
All right.
Bradtrick.
Now
These
nobody
special
talk.
guests, they always require
Check.
special stuff.
Oh man, it's working perfectly now.
Oh, man.
Yeah. It's got to be that board,
That's-
man. Because he's
yeah.
using our old pain in the ass board that just constant problems all the time. And he's got his new setup, but he's still using that same board.
Uh-oh.
What?
Oh, I don't know. I'm just saying because the board.
I thought we had another problem. It's like
Do it.
something's exploding. Yeah, so if Patrick can hear us, it is.
Yeah, there might be like some volume adjustment you can do with the board and fix it.
That's what I'm
Yeah, there might be something labeled shitty echo. Turn that down.
Let's
Yeah.
put a nice timestamp in the podcast notes that say skip past this part.
Yeah, you gotta mute while this is happening. You gotta mute. It's bad. Yeah. Okay. Well, maybe he'll look at that. I'm gonna read this real quick. I'm gonna skip the beginning of the article because I think it's even funnier if you gotta work your way into this. But here we go. Listen to this. And it's Steve-O, pull up the picture at an appropriate moment.
Okay.
The story in the MIT Technology Review detailed a study about the so-called hipster effect. Quote, the counterintuitive phenomenon in which people who oppose mainstream culture all end up looking the same. The inclusion of a version of Getty Images photo of a bearded flannel-wearing man tinted with a blue and orange hue prompted one reader to write to the magazine, quote, your lack of basic journalistic ethics in both the manner in which you reported this uncredited nonsense and the slanderous, unnecessary use of my picture without permission demands a response. And I am, of course, pursuing legal action.
Of course.
Of course.
But it wasn't actually him. The site's editor-in-chief, Gideon Litchfield, spoke to As It Happens host Carol blah, blah, blah. What was this study and the article about hipsters? What was the gist of it? It was a mathematical model of why people who try to differ from the crowd end up conforming to one another. And you had an illustration of a man, a photo of him in this article. Why did you get an email from someone, an angry reader who threatened to sue you because of the photo? He saw the picture. He saw the photo. He thought it was a photo of him. And he, I guess, maybe has something against hipsters or against being called a hipster, but he didn't like it. He wrote some things that were very uncomplimentary of the article about Seth. So this was a study. It was a study about how non-conforming people all end up dressing and looking and acting alike.
Yeah.
And then a guy complained. Here's the picture. The guy complained saying, what the fuck, you used a picture of me? And then it turned out they investigated. It was not, in fact, a picture of him.
Not him.
And then they later confronted him with the thing, and he was like, oh, yeah, okay, I guess it's not me.
So I guess the article was totally right.
Yes, it was exactly.
It was
perfect.
It was peer review, you know.
That's where,
Exactly.
that's where the
But if
internet shame machine should kick into overdrive. It's like, yeah, the world's not all about you, you asshole hipster.
But if it was me, I'd be pissed.
It was a stock photo. It was a stock photo of it was like labeled like dude with hat.
Yeah.
Dude with hat.
Getty Images.
I just really
I was hoping they'd
appreciate
have a
that
picture
whole,
of the guy next to this
a guy next to the guy. Yeah, that
they
would
just have
been
a
good.
bunch of pictures of this guy, the same guy. I wonder if this
Dude
guy
with
has
hat.
seen this and is like, "Hey, yeah, that's me." Oh no, that's just explaining.
So I guess it is confirmed. Hipsters all do look alike.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
So does that mean I'm not a hipster then?
Oh, Steve-O, you're definitely not a hipster.
Good.
You're
No.
you're just
People
a
have
person.
called me hipster before.
No, you're just a person. You like
No.
you don't.
Goddamn right.
Yeah, you're nothing special.
Yeah.
No, that's
right.
You know what I mean.
Yeah.
Steve-O's a true individual.
Yeah.
He's got his SpaceX hat, his SpaceX shirt, and he's got
This is
shorts.
a NASA shirt. Thank you.
Oh, NASA
And,
shirt.
he's got a backpack.
He's got a backpack full of beer.
Yep.
And he's got shorts and like the same kind of like off-brand Vans kind of shoes.
Yeah.
with white socks. With white socks too that come up on the ankles.
Yeah, what the fuck? People say it look like dad socks. Like they don't look like dad socks. Dad socks are tube socks.
People say that now. If you have socks that you can actually see at all, people say dad socks. It's not right.
Who? Okay, so part of the point of your sock, okay, I understand it's to keep blisters from forming from the inevitable sliding around that your foot does inside your shoe, but it also helps like right up around like the rim of the shoe, where you know what I mean. But if your socks don't come up past that, then you're getting zero protection there. Zero.
But you don't need it though.
Yes, you do.
After you break the shoes in, your skin is just like accustomed to the way that it touches the back of your foot, and it doesn't like blister you or anything.
It's like sock armor.
The sides too. The sides of your shoe.
Sides.
Yeah, like there's the hole in the shoe goes all the way around your foot, like your ankle. It goes all. It's not just on the back. It goes
Where do
all
the
way
shoes
around.
go? Shoes go on the feet?
All the way around your foot.
I understood the concept of the
Both
sides.
of them at the same time?
Yes, believe it or
But the
not.
side of a shoe
The
has
hell?
never hurt me.
Well,
What kind of shoes are you wearing?
Iron Maiden shoes.
knockoff Converse low tops.
Socks have
they're Levi's.
Socks have two purposes: to make your feet warm and to make your feet look sexier.
I want to
So
make.
you
yeah.
gotta wear the little tiny socks that it
That's
gives off
just-
the appearance that you're not wearing them.
That's just kids. That's a kids thing. That's what the kids are doing.
Are we
I'm not
ashamed
sure.
of our socks?
I'm not trying to look like kids.
Do we not want
I-
people to know we're wearing socks? Like it's a big secret.
Sock
that we're wearing
shaming.
Socks?
Sock shaming
shaming.
Steve-O.
That's right. I'm fucking proud of my socks, yo.
Good for you.
I
Hey, let
tried
me
those
make-
fucking ankleless socks, and man, that ain't the life for me.
I want to make a quick suggestion to Patrick to just disconnect his main mic and just go with the smaller, like his other, like the other one he was using, a headset or something. Like, just get rid of that setup, and then go to that.
Go to what?
Oh wait, maybe it's working. Is it
Yeah.
working?
Is it?
Are we getting echo?
Sounds
People say
like it
so.
is.
No,
Brad,
there's still
Brad, give
there's
me a
still
check.
echo.
Check.
It's still echoing. It's still echoing. I was gonna say, suggest you just switch mics to like the smaller like headset or whatever you had before, and just cut out all of that.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe try that.
It'll be a minute.
I don't know why it would do that.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense to me though.
Well, it's got to be something. It's something then. I mean, I don't know what it would be. But...
Yeah, we'll have to talk about the setup after the show. Can you
Yeah.
mute in the meantime, though? Sorry, buddy.
Sorry, Patrick.
It's not
Sorry,
that we
buddy.
don't want to hear you. We just don't want to hear ourselves.
Yeah, we hate ourselves.
And the listeners only want to hear us once, if that.
Steve-O, what else did you want to talk about, man?
Oh yes.
What's going on?
What was it? Oh yeah. Headline reads: Vegans accused of killing piglets by accident after storming farm to cuddle them.
Yeah, this sounds.
A
sounds
farmer
good.
has accused vegans of crushing 2 piglets to death after causing a stampede during their efforts to cuddle the newborn pigs. 200 vegans from the group Meet the Victims.
Oh my God.
Now, I don't think that's a good name. I get the play on the word, but it's like meet the victim. It's like they're saying, like, turn the victims into meat. Victim, you meet them. Meet the victims. They stormed a farm in Lincolnshire in order to protest against pork. However, in their efforts to raise awareness about the cruelty of pig farming, they were accused of causing distress to the animals and inadvertently causing the death of 2. Farmer Sylvia Hook from Sandylands Farm on Newark Road in Lafterton is Laughterton. That's
Lauderton.
Lafterton. That's Lafterton.
Lafterton.
She said the vegans terrified her family and caused damage to the farm. She told Lincolnshire Live about 50 of them piled into a farrowing house. Is that right?
Yeah.
Immediately the sows are jumping up and down.
Can you just imagine being in your fucking house at your farm, sitting there, you're fucking watching Wheel of Fortune or some shit.
Some bacon.
You eat some bacon, you're drinking your sweet tea, kids are out playing, and then like 200 fucking dirty hippies storm your property, run into your barn and start cuddling all your pigs and shit. I'd be out there with a gun,
dirty.
just taking as many out as I could.
Which they could have, I would think.
I would be well within my right to be gunning down these vegans.
I would think so, depending on your local laws.
Disgusting.
So, what did the protesters say when they were confronted with the trauma to the piglets?
Well, let's see.
Oops, sorry, LOL.
Got a good Instagram post out of it. Look.
You're not going to be eating these 2.
They did get an Instagram post out of it. They got this poor little pig. Yeah, but you get the picture there.
Right?
That was horrible.
Audio-visual picture.
Oh wait, let's see. Let's read his description on his Instagram post of the pig. I guess trying to escape is what he's assuming. Think about where you're sat right now reading this. Now imagine there are prison bars around you. You can't move from where you are right now. You can't even turn around. You're trapped. This is your life now. There's no escape. This is what we do. This is what we do for bacon.
Hey, that's a ripoff of one of Becca's poems.
It souns like it, doesn't it?
What the hell is going on here?
Hey, let me take a crack at this. Meet the victims. Now imagine they're on prison bars all around you, and you can't move from where you are right now. You can't even turn around. You're trapped. This is your life now. Trampled all the farms. Go in there uninvited, stealing pigs. And I lost it.
No, you had it right at the end. You found it.
We didn't mean to hurt anybody.
We didn't mean to hurt nobody, mate.
Those poor piggies. We
Just
only
wanted to
wanted
hear
to
'em
love
squeal.
them.
Turn around. Every now and then there are 200 hippies and your piglet's going down.
That's what we do now, is just make up songs for stories that are horrible.
Oh, man. I want to see, are there any, I don't think they have any, let's see, Lincolnshire Police said, we are in attendance at Sandylands Farm, Newark Road, Lafterton, where a protest is taking place. We have a positive obligation to facilitate lawful, peaceful protest, and officers will remain on the scene until the protest has concluded. Okay, so that was what they had to say. So the police were there protecting.
Oh wait.
Wait.
Read what Earthling Ed says. Read that thing what Earthling Ed says.
Wait.
Now
up
you've
a little bit.
up,
a little bit.
up.
Oh.
There you go.
Wait,
Stop.
Why can't
Oh,
I see this
one of the
shit?
protesters, who calls himself Earthling Ed, commented, "You cannot love animals and kill them. You cannot love animals and pay someone else to kill them. You cannot love animals and commodify, butcher, and mutilate their bodies. Farms are prisons for the innocent. They are death factories."
Death factories. That's what it forms for the prisons for the innocents.
What the fuck? Meet the Victims denied that the activists caused the animals stress or that they were the ones responsible for the death of the piglets. Well, those pigs were damn sure alive when I checked on the barn an hour before you damn protesters showed up. Now I got 2 dead ones.
They were all pretty calm before Yuns got here.
I might be a simple pig farmer, but I can do basic math.
This idea, like, you can't love animals but eat them,
Yeah.
or do you love all humans?
Do you
Like,
love
you have-
plants?
I don't eat them.
Do you love plants? There's really pretty plants out there.
Yeah, but the point is, like, you have people that you care about and people you don't. And then
I
we're
still
talking,
don't eat the people.
right? But
Eat
we're not
people.
fucking talking about people, Dave.
You're
We're
missing
talking
out,
about
man.
fucking animals, Dave. For fuck's sake, they're not the same thing. That's the point.
Wait, Dave doesn't eat animals?
No,
No,
people.
he's saying he doesn't eat people.
Oh, okay.
Like he's shooting my point down, but he's not.
You just yelled at him like a pissed off dad would yell at a kid.
That's not what we're talking about, children!
Keep your head down!
No, it
Head
makes
down!
it makes absolute sense because like I love my cat, but I don't love some chickens.
Right.
So
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I can
Chickens
eat
are
them,
assholes.
but I do love some animals. I love my animals and cute ones.
I
and
could
ones that I don't
love
eat.
I could love a chicken in my yard and still eat a chicken.
Yeah, sure.
Because it's not even the same chicken. You can love this chicken and eat another one.
No, one's named Charlie and the other one's named Dinner.
Yes,
I see.
exactly.
How about they don't tell me what the fuck I can and can't
Mike.
love?
Well, Mike.
Yeah. Don't tell me who I can love.
After I said it, I was like, no, that can be misconstrued in a lot of ways. I take it back. Retract.
Well, I mean, they
Redact.
should be on board with that. You know, you can't tell me what I can and can't love, or who I can and can't love.
That was the next stepping stone where I was like, no, we're dropping this now.
Yeah, but I think they'd be on that page.
Sure they
I'm
would.
sure they would. PETA people? Oh yeah.
They're down with going to that ranch in where is that, Washington State, where people go to fuck animals.
Now, if
They're
the
down with
That's
farmer,
gross.
if the farmer was having relations with the pigs, now that I would think that they might get behind.
The
Oh, they
pig-
get
they
behind.
get
all right.
behind the pigs.
It just so happens.
Yeah, how could their whole thing is you can't love animals and eat them. You can't love animals and not take it to the next level, you know?
Do you love your cat or are you in love with
Do
your cat?
you love or do you love?
Is this love
There's-
or lust?
Even the Bible says there's different kinds of love. Sometimes I loves to eat.
It's true.
Sometimes I loves to pet an animal.
Here you go. Here's a Greek lesson for you. We've got phileo love, that is brotherly love. We have agape, that's your selfless kind of love, and then we have eros, and that's your space docking kind of love.
Mm.
Yeah, and I think there's one other one I don't remember.
Space docking,
Oh, yeah.
the poop one or the foreskin one?
The foreskin one. One. Definitely the foreskin.
I like this GIF Steve-O has pulled up.
That's
Why
the
can't
best.
Why can't I see this shit?
Because I have to share my screen for you to see it, and I can do that really quickly, but that's it. right
Why
there.
can they see it, but I can't?
Because they have
Oh,
the
yeah.
stream pulled up.
Oh, I see. Yes, I have seen this one.
Have you?
Yeah, that's pretty. Yeah, I have seen that one. It's pretty funny.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. It's probably. They're all from
Yeah.
like the last week. It's all just gifs I save off Reddit throughout the week. That's all it is.
This is where I would ask Patrick about his story, but I don't know. I don't know what's going on with Patrick.
Can his
Ask him, Patrick. Ask him about that story.
Well, if he's the one
He
talking,
don't know
then
if he's muted.
there's no echo. If he's just the one talking.
Yeah, we can mute us, can't we, while he talks?
Yeah.
I don't think it works that way. I don't think Patrick knows talking about him.
Is he listening?
Yeah.
No,
Oh, there he goes.
Oh, he is.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Check.
See.
Oh. Hey.
What?
Check.
It's fixed.
Is it?
Becca, did you finish that McConaughey?
Yeah.
No.
What I think it is these adapters from the 3.5 to a quarter inch.
Hmm.
They're bad.
Okay.
It's like
Ooh.
feeding
There we
back
go.
through it.
Yeah.
Bad adapter.
Something's happening.
Now we got it.
Yeah.
Adapter.
I gotta get a pair of different headphones that'll be straight to a quarter inch.
There you go.
Perfect.
Mystery solved, gang.
Yep.
Come on, gang.
It was Jussie Smollett.
Like
Red
that.
herring.
Quarter inch.
Did you
but
see they got him on like grand jury, 16 felony counts, or I don't know.
Yeah,
It's a double digit.
that is right.
Yeah, indicted for 16 felony counts.
Yep.
Ooh-wee.
Ooh-wee.
That's no smallet of offenses.
Aw.
Well, that wasn't really that good. Nah, scratch that.
All right. Well, I came across an article about Facebook announces plans to block anti-vaccination content.
Woo woo.
Thank goodness.
Yeah.
So basically, they're just deprioritizing any misinformation for health benefits and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. So that's just what I had.
You see, you say that, but they're doing it with other shit too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but case by
problem
case,
is,
I
like-
think that if it's public health, then I don't think it falls under free speech when it's a public
No.
health issue.
I know, it
Something
does-
that's known. Like I understand there's
No.
debate about certain newer remedies or whatever, but when it's something like vaccination, especially the kids are not getting vaccinated for shit we've all been vaccinated for decades. Measles and was smallpox one of them that was
Cholera,
Tons.
smallpox,
Tons.
tuberculosis. I think hepatitis C.
It still falls under free speech. Now you can say that, well, if it's Facebook and they can say, well, we can have we can police our site however we want. It falls under terms of service. The problem we're getting into now is that we have these massive companies that are basically they are monopolies. We have Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Google, these companies that are now censoring types of political speech on their websites. And you even have now Chase Bank. Chase Bank has canceled. This has happened now recently. Chase Bank has canceled people's bank accounts because of their politics.
like
This has happened.
average Joes.
This has happened. I've talked about the Comicsgate thing before, right? This group of people that are tired of the sort of the left-leaning politics in comic books, in Marvel Comics, DC Comics. One of those people was this woman named Martina Markota, who was making her own comics. She was part of this movement. And she just one day got up and she had a letter from Chase Bank saying, we decided to, because this and this, we decided to just stop doing business with you. And this has happened to a few people now.
So this was
based on politics.
Yeah, I mean that it's still not good. It's still not okay. But I thought it was like they had somebody working for Chase Bank that was just like clicking through random people's Facebook pages.
Yeah,
Like-
chat's saying they canceled their Patreons.
Power
Yeah.
to them.
Yeah, good. Yeah, Patreon's another one I missed. Yeah,
Wait, what now? They did what now? Like Chase Bank canceled their Patreon? What does that mean?
No, I think the person in the chat was saying they canceled their Patreon because of how Patreon has acted with things like how they treated Sargon of Akkad, basically, and they're all these sites now are colluding to disappear people from the internet. If you listen to that Alex Jones interview, he was knocked off of every site all in 1 week, and it actually hit him pretty hard when iTunes delisted him from their directory. Like, he basically dropped down to nothing from that. I mean, that's at some point you start to wonder, does there need to be, if these companies are so powerful and they're so in control of everyone's daily lives, does there need to be a sort of internet bill of rights, a freedom of speech code that says you can't just deplatform somebody for their speech, just as the same way as an electric company can't stop giving you electricity just because you're an asshole, or even if you are a literal neo-Nazi, you can still get electricity. Right. The problem is we have people being labeled all over the place as being fascists and Nazis when they're just like boring ass conservatives that don't even have any kind of radical viewpoint at all. It's the kind of shit that Democrats were saying 50 years ago. So, it's that murky thing where, like, I get the idea that a private company should, to basically have their terms of service that they won't follow. But at the same time, you start to look at, is this so big and is it so ingrained in the discussion in society? Like, I mean, social media sways elections. I mean, how do you think Donald Trump got elected? He got elected through social media, through Twitter, basically, because he bypassed the media who didn't want to cover him in any kind of fair way. They had their spin on it. So he said, fuck that. And he just started tweeting. That's how he got elected. So it's kind of a murky problem, but there's something needs to be done to where you can't just be disappeared from all of the internet because you don't have a certain kind of political opinion. That's a problem.
Yeah, I agree. It's not like it was 20 years ago where getting deleted from the internet doesn't really mean anything. It means you can't instant message your girlfriend or something. It's a big deal now.
Well, it'll be fine because the telecom companies will be able to block any website they want soon, so it's fine. It doesn't matter.
No, I mean, that happens already. Like, I remember when I used to, I don't do it anymore, but I used to like torrent audiobooks, and then like the torrent sites would all be blocked on my my home Wi-Fi, my home internet, which would have been Charter. Those sites would be blocked.
Oh, wow.
So what I would have to do is I would have to turn off the Wi-Fi on my phone. I could go through my phone's data. I could get the torrent, and then I could switch back on the Wi-Fi once the torrent was seeding.
Started, yeah.
Yeah, but the website themselves were all blocked. So they already do that. I mean, some countries you can't visit, like Styx Hexenhammer, who's one of the biggest he's one of the best people in politics on YouTube. His channel is blocked in like many of the European countries, like Germany. You can't even go to his page in Germany. They just, for whatever reason, it's been blocked there. So this shit is already happening in different places. But yeah.
Well, it's about to happen here.
It is. It's happening more and more.
You keep saying that, but I haven't seen that it is.
It is. Okay. Tommy Robinson, who you guys have heard me mention him before, right?
Yeah.
Tommy Robinson.
Yeah, the lawyer.
British guy.
Right? Was he a lawyer?
No, he's not a lawyer. He's a journalist.
Yeah.
He's a journalist in the UK. He is actually in a couple of weeks, he's coming back up for trial for that bullshit that he got pulled up for before. He came out with a documentary, an hour-long documentary showing the bias of the BBC and how they were lying and how they were biased toward a certain political opinion. BBC is a publicly funded company. They're supposed to be completely neutral.
Yeah.
So he came out with this documentary exposing their bias. A week later, his Facebook, with like a few million people following it, was completely shut down. and Facebook is claiming that he literally said, if you find jihadis, go and behead them, which is bullshit. He never said that. If he had said that, you would be arrested in the UK immediately for saying something like that. So basically, they shut his thing down. They lied and said that he had said all this shit that he didn't say.
Like, did he say anything even like that?
He's never.
Shit up?
They're making shit up.
Wow.
I followed the guy for a couple years now. He doesn't say things like that at all. Like, he gets labeled with all this kind of shit.
That's some seriously dark shit, because it's not just like one guy's like, oh, I'm going to type up this article and bam, send it out. I mean, it has to go through filters, you know, like it has to pass at least an editor, and I'm sure more than just that, you know, it has to pass through quite a few hands, I would think, like before it gets out as a story.
Wouldn't it be considered slander because it's written and they don't have proof of it?
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, like, he was asked about this. He's already in lawsuits. He said he spent £30,000 this week in different lawsuits that he's in. With the stuff going on with him right now is crazy. Like, journalists sending, giving out his, so he hasn't lived with his family for a couple years now. Mm-hmm. Like, he will not stay in the same house as them because of the death threats he's under. So a liberal journalist in the UK, gave the address that his kids were staying at to this like crackhead and this jihadi lawyer, and sent them over there to basically fucking harass his family. There would be no reason to. They know that he was out of the country at the time. They knew that. They sent people to just scare his family, and then the guy that had gone out there was saying shit like, he was saying like, I'm going to go in there and I'm going to find your wife and I'm going to skull fuck her and I'm going to kill your kids and burn the house down, and saying all this shit. This is like, and this guy is being persecuted by the British government. The media, they're all in on like destroying this guy's life. It's fucking crazy. Like, I try not to even pay attention to it because it makes me so mad. I can't stand it.
Yeah.
The stuff that this guy is going through, and there's a good chance he'll go back to prison for like 2 years coming up in a couple of weeks, based literally on standing 2 blocks from where a trial was ending, holding up a camera and live streaming, and then reporting news that was already available in newspapers. Mm-hmm. And then they said that, oh, he was trying to influence the trial when he was reporting news that was already known. Yeah. And then they had to drop those the judge had to come out and say he wasn't really doing that. And they had to give him some other kind of shit that was like disturbing the peace, basically. And he's still looking at 2 years for doing that. And they're bringing him back like half a year later to face charges on that.
Disturbing the peace? How? I know we've talked about it, but how?
I think it's almost like inciting a riot or something.
Right? Yeah.
Their title for it was different.
It's like, were they trying to say like just his presence was enough to incite?
Oh, no. Oh, yeah. Well, actually, I forgot what he was saying in the most recent video, that he was actually reading the document that they had filed to bring him back into court. And it was literally that, okay, so the trial was about these like 10, 12 dudes. They had a rape gang. They would bring in young teenage, like 12, 13, 14, 15-year-old girls. They would then they would hold them, groom them to be basically raped dozens of times a day. And this went on for years and years and years. He was reporting on, and they're Islamic rings, these Islamic men doing this shit because they view British women as like dirt. They're not,
right.
You're not Islamic. You're not in our group. So it doesn't matter what we do to you. Mm-hmm. So he was reporting this. He was a block down the road aiming his camera at the thing. Now the new thing that they filed, they said that he was causing potential anxiety to those being charged. It's literally that he was causing stress to them, distressing them during their trial to the fucking the rapists. So they got convicted. One of the guys, like, he absconded, like he ran off. They don't even know where that guy is, and he was convicted on this shit. They have some of them, like
How do you get?
Because they were
convicted
out.
and-
They were out during the trial. They were loose. They were running
Oh,
around.
Okay, yeah. it was
They
one of
let these
those-
guys out. They were
Yeah.
convicted, and one of them took off.
Wait, but once you convict somebody, I thought they took you into custody. At least here, I thought that's what they do.
I don't know how it worked
Like,
out.
Oh,
I know
maybe.
that sometimes you're not
Yeah.
necessarily like in jail while you're on trial. I get that. Sometimes it's just like, okay, we're gonna trust you to show
I mean,
up.
he. I'm guessing he ran off before the verdict came in.
Right, but he knew
had
where it
taken
was
off.
going. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah. So they trumped up that shit on him, and he's going back to trial in a couple weeks. I don't know.
Amazing.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy. I used to want to I used to want to go to the UK, go to Scotland, go to Ireland, but the way it is now, fuck that. I have no interest in going to that place. It's a literal police state.
What do the people feel about it? Do you have any idea? Like,
I mean-
like, are they like, this really sucks what's happening, or
I mean, he had hundreds of thousands of people out in the streets when he was in prison. If you remember, if you ever saw those videos, but
no?
singing Tommy Robinson while he was in jail. But at the same time, you can see that you can go online and see the people. They're just like, well, he deserved it, gotten out of line. Like there are a lot of people that are very much like, shouldn't have said that then.
Yeah.
That kind of attitude. It fucking makes me crazy. I mean, they don't have the kind of hard tradition of free speech that we have in
Right.
the United States.
Right. Yeah, that was gonna be my next question. Like, do they, like, because it's like number one for the U.S. Like that's First Amendment.
Yeah, they don't have it.
That's
They don't have it. If you can be fined and potentially go to jail for making a joke with your pug about Nazis.
Right.
Oh, by the way, that guy, Count Dankula, he was issued his 800-pound fine and he has refused to pay it. And for like a couple months now, he's been saying, "Come and get me. I'm not paying it. Come and arrest me."
Really? Well,
Yeah.
I guess they
And
will eventually.
They might, yeah, probably.
Probably. It'll just run its course. They'll issue a warrant, and then that'll be that.
And they even said, if you just plead guilty, we'll like give you nothing. It'll just be like, some public service or something. He said, "Fuck you. I'm not pleading guilty for something I didn't
Yeah,
do. I'm
that's
not
fucked
a
up.
fucking Nazi
Right.
because I made a joke with my dog."
Yeah. Like they're like, just please guilty. No, that's
That's
talking about
precedent.
who I am. I
Yeah.
am not that person. If I'm to say yes, I'm guilty, that means that I am admitting to what you just said, and it's not true. You want to change the
Yeah.
words and say that I made a video where I was calling my dog a Nazi. Well, I'm guilty of that, and it was hilarious.
Yeah, I have so much respect for these guys, and I would hope that if I was put in the same position, that I would have the kind of balls that they have to be like, "Fuck you, I'll go to prison."
Yeah, for saying some shit.
I'm just sitting safe in my camper though, just me and my dinosaur.
A simple man
Simple man.
loving his dinosaur. And
simple
who's
needs.
the world to tell him he can't love that dinosaur?
And
Don't
so-
need
Leonard,
much.
little Leonard Skinner and a dinosaur.
That's right. Becca.
Speaking of Leonard Skinner and a dinosaur. So it is so typical that none of you had anything to say about International Women's Day.
Hey, I liked a bunch of tweets about it.
We would have just laughed like we did just then.
Steve-O,
Is that what today is?
I
Yeah.
scrolled past a lot of tweets about it.
Yeah, I mean, I read them. I don't like
Yeah.
every tweet. If I like what I see, then I hit the little heart.
Hold on, Becca. I'm gonna pour some more of this whiskey.
You got more Matthew McConaughey?
No, I didn't buy any more of that shit. This is Bullet Rye.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm not buying any more of the McConaughey.
So
It's like, well, I don't get all crazy about Father's Day either. I'm not a father.
Yeah.
all right,
Talking
well,
about fathers' rights.
I sent you guys an article a couple days ago,
Sure did.
and none of you liked it.
Mm-mm.
Not a single one of you. So that's why we're going to
Because
talk
we're
about it.
closed-minded bigots.
It's
Yeah.
it's International Women's Day, and I get to pick that we're talking about period blood.
Get the fuck out of here.
Everybody's favorite topic.
It's like every other week with you.
Look at this. I just want to show
Yeah,
you guys.
pause this. Period blood that.
I want to show
Hold on,
you
does
guys.
Patrick know
Uh-huh.
he's still muted? I thought the issues
I
were
just muted just to be safe.
Oh,
okay.
no,
Yeah, it's been good.
That's fine.
Yeah,
You're
it's good.
fine.
I just want to give an example of why BuzzFeed sucks. So this fucking this wasn't popped up here before. This how likely are you to shop at Home Depot in the near future? And you got all these options. I'm like, oh well, this arrow right here must be how to make that go away.
Hit
Oh.
definitely will not.
More,
please.
And then right above it, it says LOL win.
Listen, BuzzFeed is really entertaining. You can find out what city you should live in based on the ice cream sundae you build and like all these other stupid bullshit quizzes. There are some that are actually really fun. Like there's one where you have to try to name all 50 states in under 5 minutes and like name Disney characters in under 5 minutes, how many you can get. There's like over 9,000. Is that a thing people say? Over 9,000.
Yeah,
It is.
And the
It is a
Dragon
thing.
Ball Z.
It's over 9,000.
Stop
It's
taking
over
the survey.
9,000!
Yeah, I thought maybe if I clicked a couple things, it would go away. It's like
No, just
No.
like we're just gonna cover up this other ad with this ad that's not really an ad. It's just
tell them
Market
you're never going to
research.
shop there because they advertise on BuzzFeed.
well,
You can use Brave browser. It stops all that from popping up.
Oh,
I started using that now.
brave.
Becca, smash the patriarchy.
Here we go,
Come
fellas.
on.
This article is titled, "This Woman is Using Period Blood to Help Break the Stigma Around Menstruation."
Such a stigma.
Followed by a quote, "Our disgust toward our bodies is not innate. It is a learned societal behavior." Is that how you pronounce that word?
Mhm,
Mhm.
mhm.
All right, so go through these pictures with me in the article. Starting off with, this is Demetra Nix. She is a California-based sex coach who is passionate about helping to break society's stigma around menstruation.
I'm a sex coach. I'll guide the cock right into the pussy.
I know you have to go to college, but do you have to major in that? Or can you just get like a graphic design degree and say you're a sex?
Yeah, it's a major. It's a major in gender studies with a minor in sex coaching.
Yeah, if you take
Yeah.
it, but
You said it like you've looked it up before. And it's 42 credits.
You can't love menstruation and eat menstruation.
I'm 12 credits away from my diploma.
Well, actually, Steve-O,
You can't love menstruation
Turns
and
out,
eat pussy.
Steve-O, you might be surprised.
I'm glad, Patrick, you were unmuted so we could get that.
Yeah, I definitely want to puke. That's gross.
I thought it
Oh,
was
come
so
on.
funny that Steve-O couldn't get through I couldn't get through it. I had to step away and then finish reading the article. I had to come back.
All right, Becca, please.
Okay, I'm gonna skip this little bit about like the stuff she does in her life. We're gonna go get to the good stuff. Okay, so growing up in a conservative area in northern Pennsylvania, Demetra always felt ashamed of her period. Like most women, I used to be embarrassed of my period, being paranoid that people would see a stain through my clothing or that I would stain my boyfriend's sheets. It felt like a disgusting and annoying thing my body did, she said. She suffers from painful periods and endometriosis, blah, 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 blah. However, in 2013, she started appreciating her body during menstruation.
No, it's in 2013. She took a selfie where she was supposed to look like she was asleep, but clearly her arm is holding the camera.
Yes, clearly. She started tracking her cycle and noticing that her moods and patterns were the same on specific days of the cycle.
Duh.
I really started falling in love with my body and what it does, she explained.
What is she doing?
Oh.
There's the first good picture there.
No.
What do we have here, fellas? What we have is her in the shower holding.
That's a lot of water in that shower.
And she is clearly just like stuck her hand right down in her own business, and she's got some blood on her hand, and she's showing it to us.
I mean, blood is blood. I don't necessarily like to see pictures of blood.
Very cloddy on the ring finger.
Are we allowed to show this on Mixer right now?
Oh, I hope so.
Yeah, it's all right.
It's on Buzz.
If,
I mean, it's on
when I
fucking
load up
BuzzFeed.
Mixer to bring up our feed and it shows me a dude a big dude in a dress playing Just Dance, I think we can put this on.
Yeah.
Okay.
No. Oh no. No.
Oh.
All right, come on.
Oh,
As a fun
come
impulse,
on.
she decided to smear it all over her body. What is
Before
that?
I'm making a purchase, I like to.
She wrote "shameless" in period blood on her own leg.
Did she put this on her Tinder profile pics?
I hope so. All right. She says, I have friends who paint with menstrual blood and give
No.
it back to the earth. I was considering other ways we connect with it more deeply. In many ancient cultures, they believed menstrual blood was incredibly powerful. Also, many celebrities sometimes get blood facials.
Oh well,
And-
then that makes all the sense in the world. Then if a celebrity does it,
Gwyneth Paltrow. I
right?
bet.
You beat me to
Yeah.
it.
What was that
Menstrual-
term called?
It's menstrual blood is in particular is full of stem cells and nutrients and are made to support a baby, so it's good for your skin. Duh.
Sure. Yeah.
All right, so there she is with her period blood facial.
Oh, yeah.
That's blood from inside her body on her face now.
Yeah, you listeners, you really need to be on the stream
Yeah.
to
Oh, yeah.
Really
really got the
appreciate
whole effect.
this.
What do you guys think about it?
I think that it's evident what we think about it.
I want you to explain it to me. It's International Women's Day.
we are looking at a woman with blood, period blood, all over her face and chest.
and it's cloddy on her chest, even. So,
Right.
Cloddy.
I bet this.
cloddy.
I bet the smell is just amazing.
Hey, I gotta ask Brad something. Are you saving what you're gonna say at the end of this article?
What?
No, I got nothing.
Oh, okay.
I'm going insane trying to look up the term for bathing in the blood of the youth and try to work that in.
Oh,
Oh yeah, that's that.
I've
Yeah,
already ruined
that's
it.
that Alex Jones shit. Yeah.
Elizabeth Bathory was the lady who did it
Yeah.
I
yeah.
have
back in the
something,
day.
but I'll wait.
It's what the elites are doing right now to stay young.
There was a term for it though. I just want the term. Chat, tell me the term.
Oh, there's a video.
Look at that. That's so
Oh.
nasty.
There's a
I don't.
video.
What's the video say?
No.
Just dancing around,
Oh my god.
having a good time. You
She
know.
just danced around. Okay,
Yeah.
so do you think? Okay, she said that it's menstrual blood is full of stem cells and it's made to support a baby, so it's good for your skin. Do you think that's true?
I don't know if it works that way,
Yeah.
but
Wouldn't they be able to just, instead of getting the stem cells from aborted fetuses back in the 90s, wouldn't
They
we
would have been-
just be able
yeah.
to filter blood and get the stem cells that way? I mean, there's
Mm.
plasma in your blood that helps with clotting.
I don't think you can just stick stem cells anywhere you want and expect it to.
yeah.
Like if you get your finger chopped off, oh, give me some of them stem cells. Let me rub it on my nub.
Well,
Yeah, it doesn't work like a lizard's tail.
No.
Yeah, it'd be like the thing, and it just like crawls back up and like sucks back to your
Yeah,
finger.
I'm pretty sure
I
you
mean-
need to have a professional involved to get any benefit from stem cells.
Maybe, just maybe. If there was a small chance that it did something, great. But there's got to be another thing that's not as nasty that will do just as
Nasty?
much. Yeah.
Coconut oil.
nasty. What the fuck?
I mean-
it's so fucking natural, dude.
Oh my God.
It's fucking stem cells.
Oh no!
Disgusting.
Oh!
Oh,
Fucking gross.
It's good for your skin.
That's so disgusting.
well done, Becca. Well done.
Oh my god.
Hook, line, and sinker.
It's so
I
good.
never saw that coming.
The smell is great.
Oh man!
How's it taste? You
Yeah.
got some on your lip.
Oh, do you want to know what it tastes like?
Yeah.
It tastes like stem cells.
It tastes like a penny.
It tastes like corn syrup and chocolate.
Oh, goodness.
Oh man.
That was
for
good,
those-
Becca. Wow.
You think it's ground?
uh,
Wipe.
such good timing.
Oh.
For those listening at home, you're making a mistake. You need to watch the video either live on Mixer or on YouTube later. Becca did just smear period blood all over her face.
Master troll.
And I think it's gonna drip into her eyes.
I feel it. I feel it happening.
But that's actually how you get the stem cells into your bloodstream and start rejuvenating your skin. Is it has to get into your eyes.
I was hoping she would lick it after she wiped it off.
Oh my God.
Becca, do you feel like you're smashing the patriarchy right now?
Right? Yeah. I
New Twitter
absolutely
picture
do.
right now.
Feel-
Becca.
Do you feel liberated?
Love my period blood.
You could totally do that. Take a picture
That's
of
so
it, put it on Twitter, and then just do the hashtags, and people will think it's
Do you feel?
And you know, I can wrap my mind around the fact that she's not really doing it, but every time I look at her, I've got PTS period D. It's killing me. I keep seeing it and I
Right, Dave, because this is about how periods kill men.
Yeah, this is about you, Dave. It's
Open
all
your
about
eyes.
you.
Open your fucking eyes.
You're gonna have to close yours. You're about to get period blood.
Yeah, it's bad. I don't know.
You're about to
This
drip.
shit
You're
is-
about to drip off your hand.
This
Oh
shit is so sticky.
Do you guys know how that got started?
no! Is there an origin
It
story?
got started on 4chan to troll people, and people started believing it.
Oh, that's even better.
I feel like a fool.
So wait, this woman did it legit though, but
Yeah.
but it originated on 4chan.
Yes, it originated on
That
4chan.
is great.
That is,
people.
yeah, that's good.
It's like somebody going around, guys, I just found out the Earth is flat. I've been fooled all along.
That blood looks really good too. It looks.
You did a
it
good
looks-
job on that.
Yeah.
I
Good
made
blood.
it. I made it.
When we
I made it myself, this period blood I smeared on my face.
when we finally do that horror movie we've talked about for
Oh,
like
no.
3 years.
I get to make the blood.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're
Yeah.
gonna be our
Awesome.
blood.
I remember
master.
buying all the
Write that recipe down right now.
Oh, I know what it is. It's simple.
Well,
I'm not
Don't
giving
give
it
it
away.
away.
I won't.
Secret recipe.
It's going in Grandma's Rolodex.
Right behind the banana bread.
Can I read my poem now so I can go wash my face?
Yes. There's nothing that can happen on this show that's gonna top that.
we don't have any voicemails, I'm guessing.
No.
Okay.
All right, let's put up
Oh.
a happy gif here. All right, this guy doing his breakdance move. Okay, have at it.
All right. So I've written a poem for you this evening. It's called Docking Draco Thruster. Development has concluded. The part I love the most. Alarm set for 2. My hand on the bottom of my shoe, standing 2 blocks from the judge. He's listed in the directory, but the title is different. You want to be able to break the barrier of constant problems burning through the atmosphere. This is what we do for freedom. This is what we do for freedom.
See, it's for me. It's bad on multiple levels. Like it's the blood on the face, but I know how sticky it is, and it's probably drying, and you feel that stickiness, and oh, that's right up there with that dry hands rubbing.
No, I
sound.
feel the stem cells really burrowing into my pores.
That's what
It's
they
I
good.
do.
think-
It's a great
I
feeling.
think
What
it's
happens
great.
if it doesn't completely wash off? And
I
it kind
have-
of has like a purple hue or a pink hue.
I really have thought about that. I don't know. I don't know what I'll do.
Like, you ever hear that girl that like uses a black permanent marker to mark her face completely black to do blackface, and then it was like she had something with her skin to where it stayed permanently, like she couldn't do anything about it.
Oh
Yeah, it's pretty fucked up.
yeah.
Hopefully, you're not one of those people.
Hopefully.
She gets into a lot of arguments around Halloween.
True, year round.
Yeah, probably.
Halloween's the one day she's a little bit slightly safer.
Yeah.
Maybe not anymore though.
Not anymore, yeah.
Becca, thank you so much for that poem, and thank you for one of the greatest moments in Verbal Assault history.
Wow.
Definitely.
I'm so happy about that.
Oh well, I do what I can.
Don't forget, guys, you can see shit like this. You just got to follow us on mixer.com/Verbal Assault Podcast. And we're on YouTube. If you search for Verbal Assault, filter by channels. And,
thank you to Haywood Banks as well for our theme song.
And if you want to maybe get in touch with us. Oh, yeah. Patrick, go. I didn't hear you.
Yeah, you can follow us Twitter at _verbal assault _ and follow us on Patreon. That'd be pretty sweet. And like and subscribe us on iTunes as well, or wherever you get your podcast from.
All right.
Yeah, and if you want to say something to us, is there any possible way that they can call the show and leave us a voicemail?
I've been waiting. I was like, I don't really have anything good other than the other one. Set for 865-316-6955. Call that number. Try it in your best preacher voice. Try to go up against the king preacher, baby, Nathan Eccles, right there. He'll tell you if you did good. He'll tell you could do a little better.
Did you say King Baby Nathan Eckel?
I don't think I did, but now I argue
King
with
Baby,
King Baby Nathan Eccles.
King Baby.
With his glasses in his hands that are appropriately sized with his body size. He's got a little baby dinosaur. He'll shove it in your face and not give a fuck. He'll do it. All right.
Amen. Amen. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
All right.
Deuces.